Moving on. If there is one topic that is in the news as much as the COVID pandemic, it would be the World Health Organization. And they made the news in gaming today. So this came from the Korean game G-Star newspaper. So who recommends the game? Have you seen this photo? 20-year game addiction by Michael Schock. Now, before I read this article, I think it's funny because basically, companies will make up everything as a sickness or illness if they can make more money off of it by exploiting you. A good example of this would be the use of marijuana. Back in the 1960s, marijuana was legal to smoke, but people had to criminalize it because we wanted to make money on it. And then they did that by rehabilitation classes in the 1990s and then 2000s. Then they pushed the laws through so that they can legalize it to make money off of you versus you growing it in your backyard. So I think the reason that they make gaming a disease is because it is a number one entertainment revenue generator in the whole world. Keep in mind that no one ever made a smartphone addiction a disease yet. All right, so let's get into this article. In the era of new contravirus infection, COVID-19, the number of people spending time with online games has increased. At the same time, spent staying in the house has increased. The World Health Organization classified gaming addiction as a disease May last year. All right. Wow. So they're promoting this right now. How disgraceful is that? I don't even know any gamer that looks like that. However, as a new virus breaks out, the WHO's attitude toward the game changed. He suggested that he play the game. WHO Secretary General Tenders Guybrush recommended staying at home through his social media on the 21st of last month. We can all listen to music, read books, or play games, he said on the 30th last month. WHO even launched an Play Apart Together campaign that encouraged games as long as social distance is important. It's time to spend time playing games that can communicate face to face. So are they being a hypocrite? Last year they're saying games an addiction, now they're saying it's okay. And there you go. Indeed, the use of games has skyrocketed since the virus outbreak hit the world. U.S. gaming only internet usage increased 75% in the first week of the confinement last month, according to the U.S. news agency Verizon. The British media Daily Mail quoted experts' diagnosis and reported that the average time for users play games has increased by an average of 19%, so about 20%, since the virus outbreak. Forbes, the U.S. economy magazine, said the participation rate in the games is increasing as schools are closed and as a result of the spread of the virus. It's kind of funny because, yes, when I was a kid, I had Nintendo and I had access to Atari and all that stuff. But my mom, if it's a weekday, you go outside and play, or you go read a book, or you go do something. I could not watch TV. I could not do anything that had to do with electronics for the most part. Weekends was my free time. So why do parents feel compelled to rely on these things or encourage them on their kids, even when they are home? As the phenomenon continues, there are concerns that the gaming addiction's definition of gaming addiction is this. This is the case of where the desire to play a game is not controlled, and the game is given priority over the interest of the daily life. And even if there is a problem in life, such as a personal, family, or a job, the symptoms of not being able to stop the game persist for more than 12 months. So basically, in this article, They're trying to show that if you sit, your ankles will get sores because the blood vessels will cramp up. They're trying to say that your knees joints will get stiff, that you're complacent and you'll eat junk food and you'll get a pot belly. You'll hunch your back, like you're looking at the screen in your head. So they're giving all these sicknesses. And what do you think about that? Do you think it's just bad marketing, or do you think it's a real disease? If that's the case, what is the difference between gaming and being a typist in a cubicle for 8 hours, or somebody who's chilling on their smartphone or iPad for 8 hours a day? According to foreign media, such as the British media Daily Mail, recently released a 3D image that enables game addicts' appearance for the last 20 years. The model was created by game experts showing how bad gaming addiction can affect human body. But I don't believe that, because gaming has been around since 1980 and Atari 2600. Then the name of this 3D model is Michael, according to the Daily Mail experts, has completed this model based on the data related to the gaming addiction from several sources, including WHO, the United Kingdom National Health Services, and the National Geographic animators were also involved in this 3D work for this visual implementation. We probably got a lot of money donated to them to do this project, but they probably don't mean anything they say. What would Michael addicted to a game look like in 2040 as a result of using the headset for a long time during a game? The skull was deformed by contrast force pressing the head. The hair loss was phenomenal, also occurred under the influence of pressure. Do you think the hair loss is from gaming? And doesn't your skull stop growing when you're an adult? So why would the skull be crushed? Due to the lack of sleep and long-term viewing of the monitor, the eyes are completely shut off. The dark circles are dark and the eyes are always red. The skin is pale due to the lack of vitamin D and the lack of sunlight. Okay, I can get to the skin part, but the rest, no. If you're viewing a monitor, you're viewing your iPhone, or you're viewing your office computer desk for 8 hours a day. Gaming addiction also brought about body deformation as a result of maintaining fixed posture for a long period of time. Michael had a curved back and shoulders. Well, I see plenty of people that are farmers, are the ones that carry these carts or wheelbarrows all day long in Vietnam and Korea and China, and they got those backs too. It's just called working. And so, yeah, repeatedly the same movement will cause arthritis. Well, yeah, but that happens with anything. It also called Nintendo arthritis, after a name of the game machine. I felt a burning pain in my hand, and I also had carpal tunnel syndrome. Michael overeats during games, and Michael, who is far from exercising, eventually becomes obese. Instead, the water he did not drink well, so he was dehydrated. Why? So you tell me he's drinking Coca-Cola and he's only eating junk food. All right. The result of tapping the keyboard or mouse repeatedly was severe. There was a so-called PlayStation fingers symptom. So yeah, there you go. There's your PlayStation fingers. Lower body health also worsened without expectation. After sitting for a long period of time, your veins began to swell up. Overseas news runs, which Michael through the foreign media responded, "I look like my neighbor next door. There are people like me in my house, and my passport is like a picture." Anyway, I'm going to stop there. What do you think about this? Do you think gaming is a real addiction, or do you think that this is the media just trying to scam money off of people? I don't know. I think it's not an addiction, and people should be free to use however they want their free time, and there's a reason that it is the biggest entertainment and money spender in the world, because it's something that everybody can enjoy. Anyway, here's my question for you on the topic. What do you think about the World Health Organization statement? What is the difference between a typist, office worker, a gamer, or somebody on their iPhone all day? Why are people using smartphones for hours not listed as an illness? Leave your comments below. I really want to know. Hi. The small clip you saw was brought to you by Loyal World News. If you like what you saw, you should subscribe and look up my daily Loyal World News report for its full version. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, prefer to be on the road, I also have a podcast in every full-length video I put up.